literally sticks your brows to your hair. Or, not to your hair. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be talking about makeup products that are the most long wear makeup products in my entire very extensive makeup collection. So these are all products that literally lasted on my face for 20 hours. I had a very long day, so I literally put on my makeup at like 7 in the morning, and by 2:30, 3 a.m., like this makeup was still on my face without needing to be touched up, which as far as I'm concerned is a freaking miracle. So let's go ahead and talk about what I had on my face that day. The first product I'm going to talk about is something that I know you guys are very familiar with, but I'm just going to shout it out again because I do think it's very important for everyone to know about it. It is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I have this in the shade 106, particularly in the summer. This is the most long wear foundation of all time. I absolutely love this foundation for days in which I know that I have very long hours, and then also if I'm going to be in any kind of circumstance where I will be taking flash photography, this foundation looks wonderful because it also does not have SPF in it, so that means that there's not going to be any flashback. So good. The next two products we're going to talk about are actually two different concealers that I really enjoy. The first one is this KVD concealer. This is their Good Apple Full Coverage Lightweight Concealer. I have this in the shade Medium 131. I put it together with the Haus Labs concealer, which I actually just did a full review of in last week's video. These two combined together is like the holy grail of long-lasting, beautiful concealers. Because the KVD one for me is a little bit lighter, I actually used this one to really brighten up the under eyes, and then I used the Haus Labs to just really get that to blend into my skin, because again, I am a little bit more tan right now, and so I do need something that's just a little bit deeper to help kind of blend everything in. But these two concealers together, like you can see, this bright one is perfect for brightening your eye, and then this one is perfect for like skin tone coverage. Like this is just such a good combo. Both of these concealers are amazing. Speaking of concealers, I actually like to use a concealer for my liquid bronzer when I am trying to ensure that my makeup is going to last all freaking day. So this is actually from L'Oreal. This is the Age Perfect Radiant Concealer, and I have this in the shade 275 Expresso. There's something about this specific formula that I love so much for on your face in terms of blending this out into more of like a liquid bronzer. It's a very lightweight concealer. However, the coverage is definitely there, and the shade of this is actually really perfect because it has a little bit of that obviously like warmth to it that gives it a little bit of a bronzer tone, but it is deep enough that it really does actually create shadows on your face. And so I love to use this underneath bronzer when I want my liquid bronzer to stay on for freaking forever, and boy does it. The other reason why I also really like to use this concealer is because it blends out very easily. This is one of those concealers where you can literally place it on top of foundation anywhere on your face. It will not remove the foundation underneath. It'll just glide on really smoothly and then stay on all day. So this is a really lovely formula from L'Oreal. I have to give such a big shout out to Alamar Cosmetics because their blush trio, you guys, is like, oh, it's so good. Okay, so I knew that this was going to be a super long-lasting blush because I have used this on my friends when they got married and I was doing their bridal makeup. I reached for it again, and I can confirm to you that 20-hour wear time is real, which is so crazy for a blush, because typically speaking for me, like blushes fade like that on my skin. It's when you have oily skin, blushes are like the first thing to just be like do and like off your face, and you're like, what happened? Where did it go? I don't know. But this one, literally no touch-ups, and it lasted for 20 hours. Not to mention the shades of all three of the blushes that you get in here are so beautiful. They're very easy to blend out, very easy to work with. Literally the most goof-proof blushes out there on the market. They blend so nicely into the skin. They look really realistic in that they give you that like beautiful flush. It's a gorgeous color, perfect undertones. They have multiple shades of this, so they have one that's made for light skin tones, medium skin tones, deeper skin tones. So I have the medium one in the summer, and then during the winter I like to reach for the light one. Moving into the eyebrows, oh my gosh, you guys, the Anastasia Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax, like nothing super glues your brows down like this product. If you have laminated brows, don't get anything else. You don't need any of the like the bullshit like Patrick Doll lamination gel stuff. Like none of that stuff actually works. Like this is what you need. e.l.f. does technically have a dupe of this product. That one is Also pretty good, but I don't like it as much because the packaging of it is actually a lot smaller. Actually, I'm just gonna go get it. So packaging wise, you can see that the diameter of it is just a little bit smaller than the Anastasia one. And this is the part where everyone's gonna be like, Danette, you're crazy. But just hear me out, okay? When you are bending a spoolie and you're putting that into the product, the reason why I like the Anastasia one more is because you don't need to worry about like your spoolie not fitting into the pan, if that makes sense, right? So you're always going to get an even coverage of product on that spoolie in order to brush it up into your brows. With the e.l.f. one, I just feel like I'm a lot more accident prone. Yes, it does look like it fits in perfectly, but I am telling you right now, you can actually see a dent right here in the product. And that is because I didn't bend my spoolie enough one morning and I straight up stabbed the product. So performance wise, like both of these do work really well, but I have a preference for the Anastasia Brow Freeze, and that is what I used on my 20-hour day, and it worked phenomenally. Like my brows were in place, not moving at all. The next two products are both from Givenchy. I really love their liner Disturbia. My gosh, when they say that this is a 24-hour like eyeliner, they are absolutely serious. This did not budge throughout the day. It was a wedding, so I did cry a little bit. There was a lot of tearing that kind of happened. And so I was willing to bet that like by the time I looked in the mirror, by the time everything was over, I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna have to touch up my eyeliner somewhere. I definitely brought Q-tips with like makeup remover to just be like, get rid of like all the little smudgies underneath. I had no smudgies. This is an incredible eyeliner. And then the mascara, this one is also so good. First of all, like A+ on packaging, Givenchy always kills it with that. This is the most long wear, non-waterproof mascara out there. Not only does it do an amazing job of being like totally black in pigment, it totally lengthens your lashes, volumizes everything. And when I say lengthen, I mean like lengthen, you guys. Like this will make you look like you have those long fluttery lashes that everybody loves. This is the mascara that you need. I honestly cannot believe how long this mascara lasts on your lashes. It is unreal. Now, the flip side to this obviously is that it is a little bit more difficult to remove at night. Like full disclosure, this is one of those mascaras where I do have to actually leave my cotton round on my eye for a little bit with makeup remover to really get everything to remove. But dude, if you're talking about a mascara that's not gonna flake, not gonna drip down your face while you're crying, like I will happily take a little bit more of my day to be able to remove this safely. Like this is just so good. The next product is something that I think honestly like everybody needs to get because this is an incredibly amazing product. So this is from the brand Vieve, and this is one of their lashes. This specifically is a half lash, and I have this in the style HL3 Whisper. The reason why I love this product so much is because like if you have an eye shape that's kind of similar to mine, then you are probably very similar to me where like even if you get like a really nice bendy like full lash, you're constantly having the issue of like it just pops up in like the inner corners and you're just constantly like, you got to bring that duo glue and like constantly you're in the bathroom just like doing a little bit of glue on that lash, waiting it for it to get tacky, and then you like stick it back into your inner corner. Well, with a half lash, you don't have to worry about that. And particularly when it is a really good half lash, when you're looking at lashes, like you want to make sure that you're finding something that really does have that flexibility so that it really molds to your eye. And no matter if you're laughing, crying, smiling, like screaming, shouting, whatever it is, that it is going to stay on your lashes. Now, I obviously have used this for like an entire weekend now, so don't judge me on the fact that obviously it's like it needs to be washed and maintained, but you can just see how flexible this entire band is, so it really does move with your eye. This is one of the most comfortable lashes of all time, not to mention this thing also stayed on my eyes for 20 hours, which is honestly just, I don't even understand that math. Like I've never had a lash stay on for that long, and in a case where like I didn't even really need to touch it up at all. Like I would peek in the mirror and be like, oh, is it like sticking up anywhere weird? Like do I need to like push it back into my eyeball? Like nope. None of that at all. The other thing that's really wonderful about this lash as well is that it's super comfortable. I literally at some point during the day, I actually was like poking myself, just like making sure that my lash is still on because I couldn't feel it. So would highly recommend checking out the half lashes from Vieve. The final two products that we have to talk about are ones that I've actually mentioned on this channel before, but I do want to talk about them again. The first one is from Natasha Denona, the Glam palette. So this is what I used for my makeup for the wedding. You guys, this is honestly like the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. You just can't go wrong with them. The colors are absolutely beautiful. When you need it to be shiny, it's shiny. When you need it to be matte and blendable, it's matte and blendable. Like everything that you could possibly ask for in an eyeshadow palette is in the Natasha Denona formula. This is such a good, trustworthy eyeshadow palette. I would highly recommend going out and taking a look at this one if you're looking for a more neutral, smoky eyeshadow palette. Like, this is absolutely it. Like, all of the brightness that you're seeing on my eye today lasted for 20 hours. Like, honestly, so incredible. No creasing, no fading. Obviously have a eyeshadow primer underneath. You guys know I love the Urban Decay Anti-Aging formula, but again, such an incredible eyeshadow formula and so easy to work with. And then the final product, obviously you guys know, is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I don't really feel like I need to say anything else about this product. If you are looking for a setting spray that is going to set your makeup down and hold everything like it is super glue on your face, this is what you need. I would highly recommend checking this out. Doesn't smell like a sneeze, which is wonderful, has a great mist. The last thing I do want to say about setting sprays, and this is something that I've actually had a couple questions on, is people will be like, I don't really feel like the setting spray is doing anything for the longevity of my makeup. A very important thing to know about your setting spray is you gotta douse your face with that setting spray. I'm not talking about like just like misting it once. I'm talking about like multiple spritzes. Like you can either do an X format, you can go like in a zigzag format, which is pretty much I think what I do, but you gotta douse your face. Like obviously do not touch your face while the setting spray is drying on your face, but that is the way to get the maximum result from your setting sprays. And that pretty much wraps up this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this speed run through of all of the most long wearing products that I have. If you like this video, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.